up? What up? Welcome to the Crown and Stitch podcast. Going to talk some fitteds with my guy Dexter. My name's Nick Ingval. Thanks for tuning in. And we have a little bit of I don't know, wasn't such a super game necessarily, but we got some Super Bowl content to discuss. Some little pop-up by Hat Club. You can see Dexter got the Hat Club hoodie on, which is super dope.
This is a new pickup.
How you been, man? Feels like it's been a little bit.
I'm all right. It's, we're just talking about the weather and how, like, right now it looks sunny. Like, I don't have my light on, so like the people may see this and be like, "Oh yeah, it looks like great." Yesterday we had a horrendous windstorm. We were supposed to record last night. Your power went out.
Yeah,
like a tree on the Bay Bridge had traffic at a standstill. Like, it's been so cold and windy. It's supposed to be like 39 degrees, which some people may say that's nothing, but you have to get some San Francisco wind and fog on you to truly appreciate what I'm talking about. Like, I was talking to this guy the other day. He's from, where does he say he's from? Somewhere like New Hampshire or something. And he's like, "Man, I'd rather -15 than this." It's like the wind here. It's like when you go out the house and that wind hits you and you can't even really walk because you're like, fighting the wind. And then you have the fog, and then you have 40 degrees, but it feels like it's 20 degrees. It just chills your bones like instantly. It's some X-Man shit.
Yep. It reminds me of that old like Mark Twain saying, "It's like the coldest winter I ever experienced was the summer in San Francisco." That is spot on, dead on truth, because like even right now in Monterey, like I'm sure up in the Bay, like the Bay here, like we got white caps. Like you got like, it looks like some shit you would see on the East Coast before like some like snow blizzard type of shit, but like
perfect storm type waves, man.
Yeah, exactly. It's wild, but and it's all in too. Like the tide is super high right now. Like normally we'd be able to walk down, I don't know, 40, 50 feet to hit the water and hit the, like the waves. And right now it's like at the base of everything, like no sand exposed. It's just straight to the rocks on the edge of the roads.
So I would advise everyone who's listening to download the AccuWeather app, because it gives you weather like all the way pinpointing the neighborhood that you're in, not just the city. So they also give you alerts. So I'm going to go for a few alerts, and we'll get into some hats. 48 million people impacted, heavy snowfall across the U.S. Obviously, that's everywhere. But dangerous storm. Powerful winter storm can bring dangerous conditions across California. As a freeze warning, a high surf warning, and a winter storm watch. This is all today. Freeze warning and a frost advisory. Like, what is the difference? Just tell us like it's over. It's just like,
seriously,
it's all going downhill, man.
Yeah, it feels like we're nearing the end of times. I'm gonna just throw this up here. Also, $6 for some Doritos. I mean, how are we supposed to survive these storms, man? Like, I don't know. It feels like some crazy stuff is in the works. I don't know. I don't want to get too.
If my favorite Snyder's of Hanover mustard pretzels, if these ever hit $6, I'm gonna just start stealing. I'm gonna let the guy at the front know. Are you faster than me, buddy? Because there's no way you're taking my $6.
Yeah, man. It's crazy, man. Like, I mean, I don't know. Like, it's kind of also like the game of fitteds, sneakers, everything is kind of like in this very like, stock market too. Like very, like, I don't want to say it's like downhill, because it's really more just like everybody's like, okay, on edge, what's next? We're just going to like sit here right now and ride this out, whatever it is, and hopefully get through it. And obviously we will. Things will be cool. Like we'll get back to a point where it feels good to, like just go out and do your thing. But like, it's wild how, we talked about it on a previous episode, but I think we're getting back, like my new pickup for this episode, for 50, 60% off retail on a on-field fitted. You just don't see that very often. We haven't seen that in years, like maybe the big sizes, occasionally I could scoop something up at wearing an 8, but like man, everything is on sale. And I was going to ask you, before we get into that, obviously you went down to the Super Bowl, got to see the Hat Club experience. And I want to talk about that. But before we get into it, let's talk about what we're rocking, because we often skip over that. And, got a little Sacramento proud. I got to show that I'm representing right now, even though I'm not home. But Kings, man.
You're not far. You don't live in Delaware. Like,
yeah, seriously.
Short drive.
Yeah,
not that short, but whatever. This is a San Francisco Seals navy. No, nothing on the side, just navy and white. Maybe they wore this colorway. I don't know. I got this a while ago. I was looking earlier. It's a $40 Hat Club hat. So that tells you this is about a 5-6-year-old hat at least.
Yeah.
So before the patches on the side were just like, the have-to thing to do.
Yeah. Before those prices went up to like 50, 55, 60. Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, this was a New Era. Like, what is it? When did I pick this up? I probably picked this up a couple years ago. I guess I've worn it on the show before. So, but just man, I'm like ready for baseball season to start, but I'm also like excited for the Kings for the rest of this season, which is something I haven't felt in like 20 years. Yeah, exactly.
2 All-Stars. Can you say your team did that? Huh? Probably not.
Right.
And if you want to include Tyrese Halliburton, which is like, he will forever be honorary king in my book. So
yeah, definitely, man. He's playing so good right now. Like, I almost wish he wasn't.
I was telling my buddies Drew and Nate, I was like, yo, like Buddy Hield and Tyrese Halliburton were my 2 favorite players, and we traded them. Like, I was like, they're like, I'm still bittersweet about that. Like, yeah, we're doing great, but at the same time, like, I don't know, man. I kind of, I wouldn't have been mad if they didn't make that trade. You know what I'm saying? Because Halliburton was something special.
Yeah, man, definitely, and super underappreciated in his first few years in the league too. Like, I think because the Kings weren't doing well, a lot of people were sleeping on him.
Yeah.
So, but so let's talk about your Super Bowl, your Hat Club experience. Like, it was wild to see your pictures of it and see just how many hats. You don't really think about like how many hats of like one style they're making for all these types of things. Cause we're like, oh shit, mine sold out real quick. Or, like I got mine, but like, we don't think about like how many hats are made every drop. And they dropped 4 days, 5 days worth of stuff. Like,
they dropped a ton of hats, dude. It was ridiculous amounts of hats. So I was down there for work, and a couple days before, I realized that I was going to be there a lot longer than I assumed I was going to be there. So I reached out to Benjamin from Hat Club, and I say, hey, bro, I'm going to be out there. Like, let's meet up. He's like, hell yeah. Like, I'll be there. He was only there for like a few days. He flew in, went straight to the thing, and then I think Super Bowl morning, he flew out. So he was there just for that little pop-up. But so I get there. I think I went Friday, which wasn't the big Super Day. That was Saturday when they're supposed to have some Phoenix Suns players and DeAndre Hopkins. But Friday, I made it like 40 minutes before they close. So me and him were talking, and he's telling me, all the stuff and all the hats. And I guess I can do a new pickup while we're talking about this. I didn't really see any hats that I liked. And if we're talking about AFC teams, I have always been a Bengals fan. So I picked up a Bengals corduroy black. Got some dust on there. So you always pull out your unicorn brush, kids. But so black corduroy, 50-year, with the old school logo. We were just talking about these on that NFL logo episode. And they dropped a new pen, a little ice cream. What is it, like ice cream? It's upside down. But yeah, a little hat, fitted hat, ice cream sundae guy here. So yeah, so I'm talking to him. I get this, I get the hoodie, and dude, there was so many hats. Like, me and him were outside talking, And I'm looking inside after they had closed, and they were like breaking everything down. Like they weren't leaving anything out. Like they probably want to ship everything out. I think they had a U-Haul outside and pull all the hats in and then come back the next day just in case somebody breaks in. But there looked like there was like 100 hats of each size in each team. It was full of hats. Like I said, U-Haul. It's not, you can't put this in the back of a van. Amount of hats they had. It was ridiculous. And yeah, I forgot what that pop-up was called, but it was super dope. Like, you know, a bunch of hat guys out there, and it was, you know, pretty nice. I only stayed around for an hour though.
Did they? Was it where was it at? Did they build like the actual like setup of it all, or was it
that just looked like they had a vacant space? Like this could have been like a mom and pop hat store or shoe store or clothing store that they just kind of took over and set up looked like a supermarket kind of setup. And they had the Campbell's soup everywhere and Milano cookies, and you could go in there, get you some snacks, get you some cans of Chunky, and walk on out. Like super dope. Yeah, like Ben was saying that he was going to fill up his suitcase if he could, because obviously he's coming back with probably 20 more hats than he came with, but it was dope.
Yeah, and I think too, like it was dope to see the collection, like the selection of hats. You know, there was a couple of 49ers ones. Like I'm pretty traditional when it comes to the materials, like the corduroy, the satin. Not really my thing. Like I think it looks cool, but I would never wear it because I feel like I would just get it messed up. You know, like I'm kind of like one of those like just. I kind of treat my hats the way I treat my shoes, you know, like I don't really like baby them at all. It's just kind of like if they get beat up, if I'm, you know, just on the whim going to go for a walk or a run or ride the bike or work on the car or something, like they're going to get messed up, and I don't really worry too much about it. But the one that I realized after you kind of sent all the pictures through, there was a purple 49ers that was, or white. It was kind of like white, maybe purple and gold or something like that. And I was like, oh shit, I probably should have grabbed that one, but I'll keep an eye out for it.
We're going to put some of this footage in these clips in, you know, B-roll style. But you said it was purple?
It had purple on it, I want to say. It was like a white, but with like a purple SF maybe.
I am not seeing anything through my collection. Also, I left my phone on the airplane, so that might have been footage on the other phone. But yeah, I'm not seeing it. But there was a ton. Oh, hold on. Nope, that's not it either. Or is it? Yeah, I don't see it. But that was probably the Chunky Soup collection, which I think they said DeAndre Hopkins designed. I see a red Niners hat, black Niners, gold satin Niners. And then the Chunky Soup.
That one's
Niners.
Pretty crazy.
I almost got the Seahawks one, but I didn't like the colorway of that Chunky Soup. Please don't be mad at me, Mr. Hopkins. But yeah, they pretty much every football team hat was represented. Not in every style, but yeah, it was a ton of hats. And then every Arizona Diamondbacks hat collaboration connection you could think of, it was tons of those, which obviously I don't want any parts of that, you know.
Yeah, there was actually a lot of good ones though. I mean, I would probably never wear one, but there was actually some good Arizona colors for it. Like I had to give them props for that, because that's like one of the hardest things I think is like the balance between appeasing like the masses, but also like staying true to like, you know, the city or state or town or whatever, you know, locale that you're in.
It didn't even hit me until like he was talking about all the Arizona Diamondbacks. I'm like, why is like what? Like, and I was like, oh yeah, that's right. I forgot for a second I'm in Phoenix, you know.
Yeah. How would you rate the whole experience, you know, like compared to some of the other hat? I mean, you've been to some hat club pop-ups before, I'm assuming, like, and you've obviously.
I have not.
Oh, really? Okay.
No, this is my first.
How would you compare it to, say, like, you know, I don't know, maybe walking into a normal mall type store or whatnot?
I liked how themed it was. Like I said, they turned this whole place into like a mini supermarket. because I wanted to ask him, like, why isn't this going to be at one of your hat club locations? And then after I left, I was like, oh, yeah, this, it probably is a lot easier to just turn something blank into what you wanted instead of trying to transform something that already is existing,
Yeah, totally.
But
Yep.
super dope. Milk crates everywhere, like I said, with snacks and it was Cheez-Its, Milano cookies, and cans of soup. So that was super dope. How they set it up was super dope. Like they had a DJ outside. He's playing hits. They had an inflatable hat bowl ice cream kind of guy on top of the building.
Nice.
Like, yeah, like it was crazy. Like people were going to make sure this footage gets in here so you can see. If not, I posted some of that stuff on Instagram. So yeah, it'll make it to you. But no, it was super dope how they themed it to be like a supermarket. If you went from outside, you didn't know what the hell. Like my Uber driver was like, "What the hell is going on here?" Right? And I was trying to explain to him, it's like, never mind, dude. Like it's a super niche situation right here.
Yep.
But
yeah, I mean, and that was like the name or the theme was Supermart, right? So it was like, I remember the first shot that I saw on Twitter, before they launched was basically like, just a shopping cart in the desert, right? Which is, when you kind of realize the overarching theme, the Campbell's makes sense. The Campbell's soup themes, the snacks, the crackers, milk crates kind of has that like Supermart vibe too. So that was super dope from afar. Like seeing it just seemed like it was really well done.
So I just am now seeing all this page where they have all the stuff. I didn't know about all these pins because Benjamin just gave me one. He was like, "Hey, be right back," and he goes in the back and he just pulls a pin out. He's like, "Here you go." I was like, "Oh, okay." I didn't know that they were limited. He didn't ask me which one I wanted. He just grabbed one. Maybe they're already sold out. But all the hat options. Oh, okay. I see this white and purple one. I don't think I saw that inside there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. There was also like a J-Tips like yellowish cream colored one, I think, but I figure I would just mess that up, so I wasn't really trying to get it. But I just thought it was dope. I didn't realize until I saw you right now today that they did like the hoodies and stuff. I guess like I didn't scroll down far enough to see all the merch that they did, but they did shorts, they did tees, the hoodie.
Yeah, the shorts were only like huge sizes, so I was like, that's fine. I'm not interested anyway. But I didn't know about the hoodie either until I showed up, and he's like, "Bro, you got to get one of these hoodies." And I think I got the last size large. Everything else was like triple X's. Like this was Friday, so they had been there one day before that, but they were slim pickings. They didn't have any t-shirts left, and all the shorts were super small sizes.
Yeah, and you, yeah. So Friday, so it went Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yes, Friday's when I went. Saturday, I was on site working all day long. That was like the last day before the Sunday scenario. So I didn't get to see. He was telling me all these people were going to be rumored to show up, and DeAndre Hopkins for sure. I think he was trying to almost hint that Kevin Durant might pop in there. I was like, "Uh-oh."
That'd be crazy. I've been so like being sick. I've been so out of it. I didn't realize that Kevin Durant got traded until like 5 or 6 days after the trade happened. So I was super late to that. But
yeah, it was crazy trade deadline.
Yep. Yeah, man. It's interesting. Like I wonder. Like I'd hope that fitteds become a part of like big events like that. It sounds weird to say that because it's like obviously this was a part of the Super Bowl, not at the Super Bowl, but it's like the event coincides with Super Bowl weekend, right? But like, we just also went through All-Star weekend for the NBA, right? Sneakers get released, a bunch of stuff happens. There's events all over the city, where Utah hosted this year, but like all those things that happen to me are really like ways that people that it goes both ways, where it's like people that aren't interested in fitteds or sneakers, as an example, might go to All-Star weekend and be like, oh shit, this is a crazy experience. I get to like hear Kevin Durant talk at Foot Locker or whatever that is. Or, I saw Marshawn Lynch was a potential guest for Hat Club. And it's like, you would have people that show up to see Marshawn Lynch that buy fitteds and get into fitteds from that experience. So I always love seeing like the way the brands kind of activate and create like energies, experiences for people that, because like for guys like us that are into fitteds, of course, if we're going to be there, like we're going to go check it out. Right. It's like kind of second nature of like, shit, I go look for shoes and hats everywhere. If I travel, it's like, I'm going to go hit the spot so I can see what it's like in this area. So I hope that it continues and they do more and more of that. Cause I think it really helps like grow, not just like the hype stuff, but it grows like the actual like people that are really passionate about hats and stuff, because you don't necessarily get those in-person experiences anymore the way, like we talked about it previously, but like Hat Club doesn't have any stores around, us anymore. And obviously like retail is challenging anyway, but it's like the things that draw people into retail of any kind are like the little event things, the pop-ups, come get yourself a boba and a fitted, or, grab your coffee and some sneakers or whatever that is. And like, you got to have those experiences, but those experiences can really like solidify somebody becoming really passionate about like a particular product or whatever. So it's super dope to see them do that. And hopefully they do some more of that. And outside of football too, like there's so many ways that they could do that with, obviously basketball and baseball games and like that kind of stuff. I would love to see more and more of that.
Yeah. If we get a Giants Hat Club pop up, it's over. Forget about it.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. For our credit cards, maybe. Yeah. We'll be broke.
Oh man. But I mean, I really liked, like I said, the merch that I was able to snag, because I don't think this is available online. So unless you were there, like I said, I was there the next day and they were like, he had to go in the back. I don't know, maybe somebody tucked it away for somebody else, but he went in the back and was like, here you go, like slid me a large because they were all out. If that type of stuff, because the hats, I said, they made so many damn hats. So there's no way that a true one of those hat fiends who were there could have went and got every single thing they wanted, because it was just so much. So like that is always going to be there. But the extra stuff, the pins, the hats, the shorts, that makes it extra special, because that's a story you could tell. Like somebody's going to see me on the street probably one day and be like, oh, damn, dude, you were there? Like, sure was,
Yep.
Like I saw a guy the other day with the Oxpat hat on, and I didn't stop him and say anything, but I wanted to be like, yo, dude, me and you probably the only people within like a half a mile of here who even know what the hell this means,
Yeah. Yeah. That's my like favorite part about fitteds right now is like, there's so many like nuances and things that are like, like people can wear something that's like, yo, that's a, King's hat, SF hat, people just associate, like they probably think that's just some sort of Giants logo. Right.
Yeah.
But like the people that know, it reminds me so much of like sneakers back in the day, right? Where it was like, oh, this motherfucker got some shit on, like, yeah, man.
Exactly. If you see me on the streets and you know what this means, we're already like damn near best friends, because like, as you said, right? It just looks like a funky SF logo, and it is, but it's way deeper than that. If you know.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, man. Well, I got a pickup to share. Nothing special, but like I said, discounted. Just picked up new A's hat. This was from I forget the name of the place, but just a standard on field. But I wanted to share it because I got it for like, I want to say I paid like $18 or something for it. Like it was like the coupon code worked. It's a skate shop. I can't think of the name of it, but basically like I was like, oh, I'm going to get a pair of shoes. They do the like sign up for 15% off, whatever, email. And like, this was on sale, like last thing, clearance type of thing, size 8. And then the discount code works on top of it. So it was like super cheap, which we were talking about before we started. We're kind of at this point where like, not like the economy is like so stagnant and so slow and everything's so expensive. Like, like I'm looking at this A's hat thinking, that's 3 bags of Doritos right now. You know, like I'd rather have an A's hat, you know?
Man.
But like, it's kind of crazy. And I'm wondering like how long this is going to go with fitteds, because I was thinking about it even before we started talking about it. It feels like fitteds really fell off around that like 2008, 2009, 2010, when the economy just took a shit, right?
Yeah.
And we had all that drama with, you know, especially in California, man, people were losing houses. Like people were just like underwater on everything. And I'm wondering, are we about to go through that again? Or is it like fitteds will be a little bit more, a little higher up on the priority? Because now I think about like the way sneakers went. Obviously sneakers as a business is still booming, you know, like, I mean, it's not like booming the way it was 2 years ago, but there are tons of businesses, there are tons of opportunity to make money. There's tons of, you know, every brand is still like moving forward with things, right? Fitteds, the cycle is a little bit shorter, so they can be more reactionary and they can cut it off and be like, hey, we don't want to take that chance. But it almost feels like people would rather spend, I personally am one of them, 30, you know, 20, 30, $40 on a hat every couple of months than to buy a $200, $300 pair of shoes with the highest, you know, with the way retail prices on shoes are now. Jordan 1s are $200 half the time.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, I'm not
Well, I
trying
think
to
the
spend
difference
that.
is everyone has to wear shoes. You don't have to wear a fly pair of sneakers, but everyone has to wear shoes. Pretty much all humans are required some type of foot protection.
Yeah.
Everyone's not wearing a hat, and everybody doesn't wear a hat all the time. So I think, like we had in our oversaturation episode, I think it's getting to that point. Like there was a point for 2 or 3 years where every hat club like release, I was going to get that A's or Giants hat in there, and they were few and far between. Now they come out with hats every day, and they're coming out with packs and collections every day, and it's not as special anymore because, you know, oversaturation. And also, like you said, 2008 housing crash. We're hitting to that point right now. I was just reading an article and they were like, everything that looked like 2011 is happening right now. Does that mean it's going to exactly happen that way? I don't know, but it's looking at that point. And I would say I am here for it. I'm down for people to get off the bandwagon of fitted hats so we can get back to, you know, the collectors being people who aren't just trying to be fly, or the ones who are just trying to be in with the cool stuff, but people who know what the hell that hat's about, know the history behind it. You know, make it, you know, like it was 2-3 years ago, if that's possible. Or maybe this is just going to be the new norm. I have no idea. Only time will tell.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of go back and forth between feeling the same and feeling like, no, man, like just keep them coming. I'll just keep scouring these discount, you know, clearance sites and finding deals. But yeah, it's interesting. I'm really curious about how the you know, the hat makers think about it too, because it seems like it's slowed down a little bit, but like the releases haven't slowed down at all, right? So yeah, but
actually, now I'm looking at my notes. I wore this same hat when we had our oversaturation and the Hat Club 50% off sale, where I was able to get that California Angels hat for half off. So there you go.
Yeah.
But I know you got to get out of here. It's approaching your cutoff. So you want to do kicks and fits?
Yeah. You want to go first?
I'll go first.
All right.
I thought I had unveiled this hat, so I guess this is a halfway new pickup, halfway kicks and fits. This is a
nice
King Griffey Jr. and Senior era Mariners hat right there.
What is that side patch?
35 years.
Yeah, that's good.
White guts. Comment below if you are a white or black guts fan, or sometimes they do gray, because I love it. I feel like it's a different material. I don't know what it is. And this hat is made in China. China. Very rare one. And I'm just rock with the with the Reebok Question Blue Toes.
Yeah. Nice. One of my favorite shoes of all time.
Me too. I couldn't wait for them to come out.
So I did a little shopping this weekend.
Ooh.
Not really, but this is the what is this? The beer pack from Hat Club.
It was like Anchor
Black
Steam?
Guts. I think it's Anchor Steam, yeah. Probably
Anchor Steam, the Anchor Steam Brewery is literally a block from me. So there you go.
When did this come out? Maybe like 6 months ago or something. This was like the
Somewhere
second
around
round
there.
of them, I think. Yeah. But this weekend I hit the outlets and picked myself up a pair of Vans for
that's nice.
This cost me $8, man.
Damn, dude. You're going to kill it in summertime. Those come out,
right?
It finally gets short season.
They had a like buy one get one 70% off at the outlets, and I was like,
damn.
Well, Cam grabbed a pair of shoes. Cam got a pair, and I was like,
and then you lucked in.
I'll take the cheap ones then.
That's what's up.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That's I don't know, classic shoe, Vans old school. So yeah, it's pretty dope. I just get excited when you get like crazy deals like that. Like for real, it sounds corny, but like I'm thinking like, yo, I could have a bag of Doritos or I could have these Vans. What do I want?
I mean,
of course the Vans.
Yeah, it's got to be. I mean, man, it's Doritos at the same time, or you just treat yourself and get both.
Yeah. Yep. That's like the worst habit that I have though is, oh, I saved the money over here. Let me go spend it over here. This is basically how I justify everything.
I mean, it's not a bad way of looking at things, Yeah. Gotta treat yourself.
Yep.
Doritos.
All right, man.
Vans.
Well,
is that what we should name this episode? Doritos and Vans?
Yeah, Doritos and Vans. Yeah. Yeah, it's been good to catch up, good to chat. Let everybody know how they can find you on all the social platforms.
You can find me at Smooth as Eggs on all the social medias. Industry Special also on all the social medias. That's my podcast that I do. Yeah, that's about it. Check me out.
Yeah, you can find me at Nick Ingval on all the platforms. You can hit the first link in the description wherever you're watching or listening to this to join the Discord community. It's kind of the community for Crown and Stitch, sneaker history, exhaust notes. We just got a lot of stuff going on. We had a gaming night not too long ago. We have trivia nights each month.
Gaming night? I don't think I even knew about that one.
Yeah, it's just a good group of people. I'm not a big gamer, so I'm the wrong person to ask. But I think Todd and Dalton put it together. So shout out to those guys for keeping it popping in there, keeping it interesting. And yeah, you can find links to new release hats, new release sneakers, all that kind of stuff in there. But most importantly, just like a really good group of people. But yeah, we appreciate you rocking with us, and hopefully Keith will be back soon. He's doing some moving, so we're gonna grill him on how he packed his hats to make sure he's
seriously
not messing anything up. We got to learn from our mistakes if that's the case, Yeah. So, but yeah, make sure you follow Keith as well at Keith the Sneak with 2 Ks on all the platforms. But yeah, last but not least, obviously follow at Crown and Stitch. And thanks for rocking with us. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.